Hey guys, Chip here. So if it's not already obvious, this is going to be a follow-up review to my last review of Blockscape. The game that's, well, I'm not going to say it's a Minecraft clone, but it definitely took some heavy inspiration. Don't waste your time and watch my last review. It sucked. To sum it up, I was way too optimistic, so I'm here to set the record straight. Now, why am I doing this? Making a video about a random game that 15 people know about? Well, I got a comment on my Steam review, so here's that comment. That's literally the only reason I'm doing this. If I didn't get that comment, this game would have been thrown into obscurity in my everyday conscious thought. Also, sorry Ace if I'm kind of like stealing your style, like reviewing a game in like a commentary like format. But playing through the game is going to take way too long for me to really just like best portray my feelings about it, so I'm just going to do it this way. Alright, so let me talk about this game a little bit first. It's being developed by one person and is actually receiving some semi-consistent updates now, unlike 4 years ago. It's a survival game based around randomly generated terrain made out of block subunits. There's monsters, structures, grass. I don't know. Let's just read the Minecraft synopsis on the wiki. In Blockscape, players explore an intentionally blocky, pixelated, procedurally generated 3D world and may discover and extract raw materials, craft tools, build structures, or earthworks, and depending on game mode, can fight computer-controlled foes, as well as either cooperate or compete against other players in the same world. These modes include a survival mode, in which players must acquire resources to build the world and maintain health, and a creative mode, where players have unlimited resources. Wow, that like really sums up Blockscape well. Okay, well I'm just gonna run through my experience with it really quick and then we'll talk about each individual aspect. So I booted up the game, no issues there. After having some issues with the interface, I started a new world. I spawned in the middle of a lake and I went on shore to go mine a tree, as you do. I made this like hammer axe thing and I set off to explore a little more. There's this castle with a guard, and to say the least, I didn't have much trouble taking him down. In the castle, there were a bunch of useless notes and a trap door, so I figured out how to open it and went down. It was like a dungeon with some water for some reason, and bugs. I killed the bugs, took the loot, and left. As you do. I figured, hey, I found a structure right off the bat. I must be lucky. But then I looked around and realized that that was just like one of 50 structures in the surrounding area. I kept going around looting the castles and houses for a while. All of them had the exact same design, by the way. After that, I figured I should go mining. So I did. I started to dig into the side of a mountain, and after realizing that's probably not going to get me anywhere, I dug down. Down and down and down. After I went down more, and kept going. Going, going, going. Never stopping. Nothing changed. No ores, no caves, just stone. Stone, stone, stone. Never-ending stone. I was able to bug out the game and make myself mine ridiculously fast. So, I mined. And I kept mining. Holding on to some hope that something would happen. Something would change. I would find something. But I didn't. After mining for about 20 minutes, I looked up and saw the massive hole I just dug, seeing how it goes on seemingly forever upwards. After taking a long look at this hole I found myself in, I realized that was enough. Yeah, I didn't completely play through the game, but all that I could really do is just build some crafting stations and maybe like some armor and weapons. But I couldn't find any iron, so I couldn't really do that anyways. Alright, well, because I have no idea how to format a game review, now we're just going to talk about each individual aspect. Probably not the right aspects to be looking at here, but I really have no idea how to format this review. Gameplay, or gameplay mechanics, whatever you want to call it, is a very important, if not the most important aspect of a game. The gameplay here was basically identical to Minecraft. But to be honest, a little more mediocre. You start by punching a tree, to then go on to making tools, building a house, mining, so on. It had exploration elements, but they fell flat against the boring and repetitive landscape. I didn't even care to build a house because there was already 50 of them laying around me, so why bother? The few directions given were pretty confusing and rarely helped at all. I found that the design of the game didn't really encourage the player to keep going and advancing, unlike other games, like Minecraft. So it was up to my own internal willpower to keep going. Overall, I felt like gameplay was severely lacking. Graphics. Graphics, I really don't know what to say here. It was mediocre, nothing interesting. It was trying to be like realistic, but at the same time it just had this weird low-res texture style that kind of ruined it. Many things were blocky and polygonal, but the terrain was smooth and coherent. The styles just really clashed, and it kind of just resulted in this boring and uninspired style I didn't really care for. I think if it had gone completely blocky or completely realistic, it would have been much better. Interfaces. The interfaces were alright. Every interface was 2D, black, and looked like a default interface out of Unity. They were pretty confusing and unintuitive, but at least they were there. Like the previous aspects, I felt like this one was mediocre and uninteresting. Performance. The performance was alright, once again, mediocre. Noticing a trend here? It wasn't slow, it wasn't fast, I had lag spikes and frame drops, but at least the game ran. That's really the only credit I can give it here. Bugs. The final component to this game, bugs. Let's just say this wasn't this game's strong suit. From the very beginning, I had bugs with the menu interface cutting off text, then I had bugs with the interface, or so I believe them to be. Maybe it's just poor design. But then I had problems with the AI not doing anything. And then I had problems mining, where for some reason I couldn't break blocks. So after a restart and a resolution change in an attempt to be able to actually play the game, I then had problems with my cursor lining up. At least I could mine again. Bug after bug really degraded my whole experience. It made me realize that a few shortcuts were taken in development and how little time the developer must have spent playtesting and fixing issues. Conclusion. This game really didn't do it for me personally. I thought maybe after 4 years of development it would be a bit better, but it wasn't. I find it funny that in comparison to my original experience on my last review, even with all the problems I had then and 4 years of development time to fix them, I had less fun this time. I give this game maybe a 3 or 4 out of 10. It was pretty boring, pretty repetitive, and shallow. I'd say it's just another Minecraft clone, but I don't think it's really fair to compare it to Minecraft. I have thousands upon thousands of hours in Minecraft, and for good reason. It just so happens that I don't have thousands and thousands of hours in Blockscape. Personally, I recommend you don't buy this game. Go buy another game instead with your $10. I have to at least give credit to the developer for sticking with this game for so long. I mean, the hardest part of anything is continually sticking with it. I think they took a break a while back, but they're working on it now, so that counts for something. While I didn't enjoy it, I know there are a few passionate fans, so if one of them happens to be watching this video, don't take this as an attack on the game. If you enjoy Blockscape, all the power to you. Anyways, that's my review. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know what or if I'm going to be reviewing another game in the future, but stay tuned just in case. Bye-bye.